Jimmy Dang from Maximum PC here. We're here checking out iBuyPower's Steam machine. I'm here speaking with Tuan. And
Hey.
Tuan, can you sort of walk us through what's going on here? We got some fancy lights.
Yeah, so this is one of our production prototypes of our SPX Steam machine. We decided to go matte black just because the community feedback has been overwhelming for a matte black Steam box. This is a fully working model, and it runs both SteamOS and Windows 8 if you so choose to do that way. But it'll ship with SteamOS fully installed. It won't be dual booting out of the box, but the time comes if you want to choose that option. Valve fully supports dual booting. Quad core AMD CPU with Radeon HD GCN graphics. It comes with 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM. We think with SteamOS being low overhead, without all that stuff that Windows has to handle, 4 gigs is quite a lot for SteamOS, and all the games that we've tested with the box performs actually really well. The lighting that you see now is what we call smart lighting. It'll be able to indicate to you like you have a friend waiting to play with you, or you have an incoming email message, or whatever you want to set the system up to do, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you can actually control it via a mobile app that will be available on both iOS and Android. The app will come out later. It'll do things like monitoring, and you can remote control the box from outside the house, download a game to your Steam box without having to actually be there. And it'll do all the typical system monitoring things like processor thermal temperatures and stuff like that.
That's actually pretty fancy.
Yeah, we try to put as much intrinsic value into this thing as possible. Really put it aside from the rest of the Steam machines out there on the market. As you can tell, it doesn't look like anything else. It doesn't look anything like a traditional PC. It really is our take on the next generation kind of Steam console platform, and we think it'll do well against the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah, it's roughly about the same dimensions, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than the PS4 and slightly smaller than the Xbox One. It's about as quiet as the Xbox One. And you can stand it vertically or horizontally.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then you said prior that so right now the lights are moving like a rainbow thing. You said in the full version, the final version,
the
lights will be a
final
little
version
bit...
will have a smoother moving animation, and you'll be able to change whatever effects you'd like. Obviously, if you're watching a movie or something like that, you can turn it off as well. And you'll be able to change the brightness on the SPX.
Did you say that if it gets hot, it'll be able to warn you or indicate some sort of...
We don't think that it will ever give you that warning, to be honest, but you can set it up to have thermal thresholds that if it was like beyond, let's say, 75 degrees Celsius for the CPU, you'll get a notification on your phone or something.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha, cool. And I know that Steam machines were delayed. Do you guys have a rough time frame idea of when this thing might actually come out?
We were told that the last major component for this whole thing to kick off is really the Steam controller.
Right.
Valve has told us that it would be available sometime in early Q1 2015. They've delayed it for about a year, but given all the feedback that they've been receiving, I think they have good reason to delay it because that's a very critical component of the whole Steam machine experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're just trying to really perfect that, I guess, that movement from using a traditional keyboard and mice over to like a gamepad, where you're able to play competitively with a keyboard mouse player, but using a Steam controller in your living room.
Is it going to be modular at all?
You mean like upgradable and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has upgradability to a limited extent, storage, memory, external expansion, but you won't be able to change the the graphics card,
Mm-hmm.
I would say 90% because of the slimness of the design, it really just takes a single slot graphics card. I mean, I'm sure users out there will find some way to, you know, rig some sort of water cooling thing into this thing, and they'll find some way to do it. But it really is designed to play all your Steam Machine games right out of the box at 60 frames per second on 1080p. So we don't think it really needs to be upgraded, but of course there are users out there who download tons and tons of games. So we think there's an opportunity for storage expansion, just like the PS4 and Xbox One.
Well, I'm guessing. I mean, you should be able to also plug in an external drive if you want to as well.
So it has two USB 3.0 ports on the back and two 2.0 ports on the side here.
Can we actually get a look at the ports?
Yeah.
Walk me through the ports.
Okay, so the front side has the LED control button.
Okay.
But
so it's the power and then the LED.
Power and the LED.
Okay.
And it can change modes, but of course you can do that on your phone as well. Two USB ports on the side, primarily for charging controllers or whatever slower accessories that you want to plug in. And then the ports on the rear, you have your HDMI, DVI output. In the future, we might have DisplayPort, but right now this particular build doesn't have it. Two USB 3.0 ports, gigabit Ethernet, and 7.1 analog with optical.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What video card's in this again? Sorry.
It's two AMD Radeon 750X.
750X. Okay.
Yeah, 750X.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
So it fully supports GCN and Mantle.
Okay. And do you guys have a rough, like a price or anything like that? Price point you guys are targeting?
Our list MSRP right now is $499, and that's just to be like extremely competitive with delivering the best performance against the existing consoles on the market.
All right. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah.